was always oddly compelled by the story. I mean, we all find some fascination in creepypastas. There's so many innumerous creepy, intriguing tales about these varying degrees of creature and horrendous human. But something about this one always stuck with me. A 40-foot tall, humanoid creature with a heavily emaciated, near skeletal frame covered in dried, mummified flesh, the color of rusty metal, its limbs disproportionately long and thin, with its arms as long as its legs, ending in huge, bony hands. Where its head and neck would be, instead a thin metal pole with a pair of acoustic sirens attached to it, hence its name, Siren Head. True to its name, Siren Head speakers can play various types of loud noises, typically air raid sirens, garbled music, or emergency broadcasts, though it can also mimic animal noises and voices from people it has heard, usually to lure human victims. And that is information that Lizzie and Mark probably wish that they had had. All was peacefully quiet until a jolting but steady thumping sprang from the front foyer. The sound came again, stronger this time. It was the end of November and cold as a gold digger's ass. Lizzie and Mark were alone at home and wrapped up in each other's arms in front of the fire. Both of them wondered who it could be. Lizzie's parents were out of the city visiting a sick relative, and she invited Mark, her new boyfriend of 3 months, to come stay with her. They were both so in love. Mark stood up and went towards the door. He turned the knob and the door opened. There was no one to be seen outside. The lawn in front was silent as the grave. Mark couldn't see anyone outside. Without giving a second thought or look, he closed the door and went back to the cozy living room. After about 5 minutes, someone knocked on the door again. This time, Lizzie came to check who was outside. She thought maybe some neighbor's kid was playing a trick on them. Lizzie opened the door and went outside. She heard leaves rustle in the bushes. "Boys, stop playing tricks. If I find you, I'm going to lock you down in my dark basement," Lizzie said angrily. The rustling got louder. Lizzie went near the bushes but couldn't find anyone. She assessed her surroundings one more time before going back inside. She was about to close the door when she heard a cry for help.
"Help! Please, Lizzie, help me! I'm stuck!"
yelled a woman. It came from the left side of the house. Lizzie realized that it was her mom's voice. Lizzie ran towards the voice without giving a second thought about how her mother just came here. She heard the noise coming from the woods at the far end corner of the house. She turned the flashlight of her phone on and went inside the woods. She took a few steps inside the woods and screamed as hard as she could. At that moment, she knew she was going to die. Lizzie couldn't understand what she was seeing. Standing in front of her was a 40-foot tall, humanoid creature with a heavily emaciated, near skeletal frame covered in dried, mummified flesh in the color of rusted metal. Its limbs were disproportionately long and thin, with arms almost as long as its entire body, ending in huge, bony hands. Where a human's head and neck would be was a thin pole of flesh with 2 sirens attached to them and several black wires snaking around its neck and into its upper shoulders, pressed against its abdomen. Siren Head picked Lizzie up with one grasp. Lizzie tried to get out of its grasp, but it was too strong. She even tried to scream, but It was as if her voice went away. Siren's head shrieked loudly through his siren-like head and ripped off Lizzie's head right off her body. The body became numb, and the screams died away. There was no sign of life now. Inside the house, Mark wondered where Lizzie was, and did she find some prankster outside? He stood up and went outside. He searched the area, though his eyes couldn't see Lizzie anywhere. He yelled her name a few times.
Lizzie? Lizzie, baby, where are you? Did you find someone?
Yelled Mark. No one answered. He tried calling her phone, but it was powered off. He tried a few more times, but no reply. He started getting worried. He was going to look for Lizzie on the street when he heard Lizzie's voice.
Hey, Mark, I'm here. Come look at what I found.
Lizzie exclaimed excitedly.
Where are you, Lizzie?
Asked Mark worriedly.
I'm in the woods. Come here. You won't believe what I found,
Lizzie said. Mark went inside the woods and couldn't imagine that a horrendous monster was waiting for him in the woods. As he was going more and more inside the woods, he saw long, lanky legs in between the trees. Mark felt a shiver run down his spine. Without giving a second thought, he turned and ran towards the house as fast as he could. The monster gave a loud shriek, and Mark fell to the ground, and everything went black. And now, a word from our sponsor.
Do you like apples?
Yeah.
Well, I go.
Vanitas.
How do you like them apples?
Vanitas is a premium gaming peripheral brand geared toward developing high-performance products. We're currently working toward creating new, exciting, and unique products not currently found on the market. With quality to match its sleek and beautiful design, I can honestly say that my Vanitas mouse is the best that I've ever owned, and I'm looking forward to expanding my collection of Vanitas products. Vanitas ships internationally with extremely low international shipping costs, and shipping is free to the US and Canada. Your products will arrive quickly and carefully packaged, with most orders arriving within 7 to 10 business days. If you're looking to upgrade your setup in an affordable way without substituting looks, Vanitas is an optimal choice, and when you use code pressstartmom at checkout, Vanitas is offering a 10% discount on your order. You'll be doing mom a solid, and you'll be doing yourself a solid. Everyone wins. Thank you so much to Vanitas for sponsoring this video.
Can you see me? Hello? Can you find me? I'm here. Behind you, look. Behind you. I'm behind you. I am right behind you. Don't be scared. I just want to play a game with you. Hey, don't you run away. Please stay.
Incy Wincy Spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. So Incy Wincy Spider went up the spout again.